Hello, welcome to another episode of the Lucky Clover podcast. I'm Austin, along with co-host Aaron and Matt. We're into the season finally. The best time of the year is here for me personally. Um, Celtics start the season on October 18th against Philly, and so far, team is 3-1. Most recent game, a loss in Chicago, which we'll get into. Ugly. Started off good, but then got ugly quick. Um, Overall thoughts for the team so far. Offense looking good. So I think we were discussing kind of breaking it down game by game. I'll start with Philly on opening night. So I'm a little nervous going in this game because obviously there's no Rob, and right off the bat, you're going against arguably, well, as of right now, it's kind of up for debate because Jokic has two back-to-back MVPs, but one of the best big men in the league in Joel Embiid. And he's pretty much impossible to guard for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean,
You kind of just have to let him get his, right?
Yeah, he's extremely adept at getting to the line. He's obviously 7 foot, so not having Rob and going against Embiid off the first try. Plus, they also have Harden too, who people are expecting big things from this season. Kind of getting a full off season with Philly as well because he joined midway through the season this past season. So getting a full off season under his belt, but also Tyrese Maxey, who he's a bucket. He is nice. I promise you, I do not like Philly whatsoever, but Tyrese Maxey, even if you watch his interviews, like he's such a humble person. Like he's a really chill dude. He's awesome.
Would you rather have
Maxey
or Poole?
Maxey.
All right,
Maxey.
yeah. All right, good.
Maxey.
Because I was seeing a lot of comparisons about that after the finals run. I'm like, nah, Maxey is him. That guy.
Maxey on the Warriors would be just. I mean, I think obviously people's kind of gripe with Maxey, I guess, is defensively, but I mean, Poole probably isn't much better of a defender than Maxey, and Maxey is just I think he's way better. I mean, he's literally a starting point guard on I guess you could say contending team right now. I don't think Poole even though Poole has a championship, I don't think he would get that role.
But he's also playing behind Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. He's just
exactly.
Probably, but we're also coming from the league that put Kevin McHale off the bench, and I think that was he's a champion there, and he's like. Kevin McHale is probably the greatest. Was probably the best player ever be 6-man a year. Harden's up there, but Harden wasn't Harden when he was 6-man. But yeah, I mean, definitely Philly was like I said, Maxey's a great player. Embiid didn't play amazing, but that was good. The 76ers are the 76ers. They are a talented team, and we look great against them.
That like they literally just they were on. I mean, especially when I was watching the game. I mean, it was noticeable how hyped Tatum was from the jump. I love seeing that because I think it was a play where he literally blocked. Max was driving to the rim. He switched on to him, blocked his shot, immediately got hyped, yelled towards the crowd. I'm like, okay, I like seeing because normally Tatum, he doesn't get super emotional like that unless he's
reserved. He's very reserved and quiet.
Yeah, he's very reserved. So seeing him get hype off the bat like that was pretty nice. And I mean, I think he made his first three of the game, which was nice to see because throughout the preseason, his three was looking a little shaky. I think he's only shooting like 33% right now or something. But
who is it?
I mean, I'm not worried about that at all. I think that'll get up easily.
I have the stats up. Who is shooting? Who's shooting badly?
I think Tatum. I think he's at 33% right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Tatum's at about 38%.
Oh, so it's a bit better.
Wait, 38 after this game?
37 and a half. Oh, 37 and a half. Yeah.
He got really good in that first quarter versus Chicago. So
maybe that probably boosted it. I'm thinking after the Magic.
But no, he did. Yeah, we can go with people's stats, but definitely start off the gate well. And I mean, we start off 3-0. That's like that, and we look good in all of them. Obviously, defense is a little off. I mean, I can tell you guys, I'm gonna be the stats guy for all listeners. Is when the NBA has the power rankings after the first 3 games, we were unsurprisingly the number 1 ranked team. We were 3-0 and looked great in all of the games. They had our offensive rating at the best at 124, which is really incredible. It's I think I would go to the I think middle. I to me fifth like 110 is where you want to be. Yeah,
What is
111
124? Is
is
that like your projected points per game? Like, what does that mean?
it's like over I think it's like over like
Oh,
100. It's like over like 100 possessions around.
mhm.
Oh, okay.
And the ratings generally the ratings you like the better the offensive rating it's basically a confusing stat, but it's a nice total and like above like the higher the offensive rating the better and the lower the worse. And I will say like the and the sorry the yeah the lower the defensive rating the better. So I will say like we look like wow, defensive rating unsurprisingly is 116.8,
Yeah.
which is but it's 25th. It was
Yeah, I was
25th.
gonna say we're like 25th in the league right now. I think they've let up like
And then
120 points in like back-to-back games.
yeah, to put it on reference, like 117 is 25th, and the best defensive rating is not, it was the Bucks with 99.5. That's ridiculous.
Unsurprising.
It's but like they obviously don't have the offense that we have, but yeah, the Celtics look great.
First game
We
off the
like
bat was
first
they were
game.
on yeah.
And definitely like the Bulls is probably a step back. I think we all can agree. But for people who are like, this is gonna be like obviously like this is like these are only like 4 games in an 82 game season. We're not gonna be able to talk about every single game forever. But for now, the Bulls loss is like this 4th game in like 6 days. Where which happened on currently for us on Monday about 2 days ago, and we are looking at the Cavs at home on Friday. So if anyone's watching like right now, not looking back on this, like we're getting days off. So the 3-0 is a great start, and 3-1 is is
3-1
like
is fine.
obviously
It's a long
is like it
season.
seems like a step back, but this is like
If you asked me
we're days off.
3-1 before the season started, and I would have said that's fine. But
Yeah, I mean, it's great.
like
I
Yeah.
mean, it's like 60 game season, like 60 win. This is like a 60 win team.
yeah,
On
the
pace.
Philly game I thought seemed like the offense, like the way that we started playing when Udoka like turned it around in January, like the offense in Philly and in I'm forgetting the Heat game just seemed to like
For sure.
pretty much just bring it right back to where it was. The defense, though, like I have to admit, is a bit concerning. Like it's 4 straight games. Every single opponent has scored more than 100 points. Like it just doesn't. I don't know if it's a Robert Williams thing, if it's an Udoka thing, because in preseason, Mazzulla said like that he kind of wants to make this team more like offensive minded, and it always seemed like Udoka was a very defensive minded coach. So maybe I don't know. Maybe it's because they're out and running so much, or they get like caught in transition a bit. I don't know if that's what you were gonna say, but I feel like the offense is so fast paced now that they sometimes get caught in transition. But some
Yeah,
people
I
that want
mean,
that
and there's
change.
more possessions now. If you're taking shots like
yeah,
if you're
pace
taking
is
shots
high.
like 6 seconds into the shot clock,
Mhm.
that's gonna obviously that's gonna average more possessions per game, and I think
Yeah,
that's where it's kind of like especially without Robert Williams, that's kind of where you're drawing back defensively
yeah.
right there. I think we still have very capable defenders, and I'd say we're still better than a lot of other teams defensively. But I think with how fast they're playing right now, and
Yeah,
We're gonna see some. We're gonna see some high
yeah, we're
scores.
gonna probably.
I still
But
have
And I will say,
Chicago was rough.
Yeah.
we can say Matt.
I still have like a sense that like when it comes down to it, like we can lock in defensively, if that
Right.
makes sense. Like
Mhm.
sometimes it seems like we're just like relying on how much we can score to then like let our foot off the gas defensively. And that
Yeah.
obviously when it bigger games, Bucks, Warriors, whatever, like you can get away with playing it like that against the Magic. And then we thought we could get away with playing like that against the Bulls. Obviously we didn't because the offense wasn't there either. But
Right.
one more things I wanted to mention. I had talked about this young man since the end of last season during the summer, Sam Hauser. Okay, if he can not look like a complete bum when he gets caught in like a one-on-one ISO defensively, he is going to crack he's going to be getting like 15 minutes a game, 18 minutes a game because that he can shoot the lights out of the ball, and it's way better if he's shooting it as opposed to Smart or Horford, and guys like that. Like Hauser can shoot. I think Brogdon has looked very good. Now I'm not even talking about like his stats. He's just like a
He
kind
looks
of
he looks
guy
fluid.
we've
he's a
added to our
smooth.
lineup. It's just like a security blanket. Like when
Yeah.
the ball's in his hand, it feels safer. I don't know. It's just
For
another depth guy that I feel like if we had last year, he would have just helped so much when we were trying to turn to the bench and we had like no scoring. Like the
For sure.
And
Brogdon,
no playmaking.
right. And the Brogdon connection to 3-point shooters is so real. Like I think I think it was the Magic game. Hauser had 3 straight threes and Brogdon assisted all of them, and they were all like driving kickouts. So he's
I
already
said
getting chemistry with like our perimeter guys, and he looks like such a good fit, honestly.
yeah, I
Uh,
said
Literally
one
nothing.
thing I was gonna Yeah. No, one thing I was gonna read just before we move on, I will say with the defense, if our fans are worried about it, offense is up around the league because of the take fouls. So like we are going like yes, like that. So you're gonna if like our defense is
definitely a
shaky,
factor. Could be a factor.
but that's
Yeah.
a big thing with turnovers. Like we're a high passing team. We're gonna turn the ball over, and when you turn the ball over, like nowadays that's 2 points. Like last season, that shit was like sometimes they get a shot off. Usually people would just smack their arm. Tatum was very good at it, to the point of people were frustrated because they wanted him to try to get a possession out of it. But I mean, when it comes to a single possession, not fast break, the team is still there even without Rob. But like you said, Hauser is could be really good, especially if he gets his defense down. And obviously, I think you could say like his minutes will and could get, at least could, I think it could and should, I'll say, go up when Rob comes back, because then when you get a guy like Hauser who like you say gets killed on isolation, you like that
The
like
safety
that
cushion of Rob.
save the cushion Rob. I mean, that's what it is.
Right.
Everyone, you free up the offense so much.
Even now, like if you say, I'm trying to think of like a hypothetical lineup, say it's like Brogdon, Jalen, Hauser, Tatum, Horford. Those are 4 great defenders
For
and
sure.
1 okay defender. It's not even like it's that bad. Like there's not a lot of teams that, like Sam Hauser, if he was on like any other team, he wouldn't be seen as a bad defender. It's just because he's on a team full of amazing defenders where
Sure.
he seems like, obviously it's not his specialty. He's a sharpshooter. But one more thing I wanted to say, and this is not just about Philly, it's kind of about the 4 games in general. There's one player that's been touching the court for us that I never want to see him touch again as soon as Robert Williams comes back. Okay, his name is Noah Vonleh. Like the
He
hype.
plays a lot.
All right, I don't like this guy, and I feel like it's cut between the Boston fan base. Like he had that like one spin move versus the Heat or something, and he dug down.
It's
Okay, and then on the other end he hacks and he can't rebound. I'm like, nah.
setting
When
illegal
Rob
screens
comes
a lot
back,
too.
man,
He's
this
getting
guy's going to
killed
the
on that in
Shanghai
Chicago.
Sharks, bro. This guy's going to the Sharks when Rob comes back.
For reference, he's averaging 15 minutes per game, which is way too much for a player
Yeah.
who really we got for
He's like the new Tice.
just having like
New
you had everyone bodies. But
Sucks missing
he
Rob.
clearly the reason, like part of the reason Celtics fans like him is clearly puts in effort, which is good. Obviously, but like you said,
fine.
it's but like it's definitely like he really he really isn't the type of player to get 15 minutes per game. He's a player that gets 15 minutes per game when you're extremely thin on a big man lineup,
Right.
when your starting center is Al Horford, a guy who's 36. But yeah, he's the Matt's statistic is right. These guys averaging 15 minutes, and he's averaging 4 post and fouls a game. If he plays 30 minutes, he fouls out and then gets an extra 2 fouls.
Like
It's he averages, if he was a starter, he'd average about 10 fouls a game, which is rough. But he rebounds
because he tries really hard. And
for sure.
We're a team that lacks on height and we go small a lot. And he can rebound and we've seen it, but like he will be a guy like
I hate clumsy hands with big man, bro. Like that is with big man, bro, that is my number 1 pet peeve is when you cannot secure the rebound, or like just catching it in traffic and being able to catch high, finish high. Like that is like, or people that also do like the
Yo,
extra
it's
dribble,
Greg-
like
yo,
before you go
yeah.
up for the ball. I'm like, bro, don't do the dribble. You're gonna get stripped. Like people got quick hands.
Greg
Like, just
Monroe
go up.
vibes.
Like,
Greg
and
Monroe
obviously,
vibes.
oh, dude,
Yeah,
like
Greg Monroe was
Remember we
I
had
awesome.
Greg
swear that
Monroe
happened like
for that
15
1 year?
times within the other night, and I'm like, dude, I can't. That's
Yeah.
my number one pet peeve with big man is
But
not
yeah, I mean,
clumsy
yeah.
hands. Sorry.
We know you're good. I mean,
No,
with I
go off,
mean,
bro.
we have. I'm looking at the minutes. It's Vonleh, Hauser, and Griffin are combined
Oh,
about
Blake. Let's
9.
talk about Blake.
They all have their moments, and that's just and they're all rough, and that's gonna be the what we're gonna deal with. But yeah, like and I will say, like, the reason you see like Vonleh, Hauser, and Griffin is because these are guys that know their role and they know what their level is. The
Yeah.
reason even though I think Carmelo is good and I think Carmelo has adjusted to his role, the reason a lot of these teams didn't sign Carmelo is because look, the guy was in Thunder was delusional. I'm sorry. It was the phrase that Twitter would use, and I would agree. Is a guy like Carmelo, like really, he thought he was still a star, and when we're talking about the twilight of his career. So Vonleh, Griffin,
Oh, he
and
was
like
like
and
Portland, bro. He was the same.
yeah, exactly. He and but so we have 3 guys who really aren't there yet, and I mean Cornette's not there yet, and then I don't know if he
Yeah,
ever will
Cornette
be
looked
because
bad in the
Cornette,
few minutes
yeah,
he got in Magic. I think he got like dunked on like 2 or 3 different times
Bro, like that guy's
yeah.
just,
in like
just
the
a walking
7 minutes he
cornball, yo.
played. I'm
No,
like, dude,
he's a 7 foot he's a 7 foot 3-point shooter, and that's what he is.
Yeah.
And then but in and like it's just kind of a classic like center right committee that's like no one does anything that Rob does, and that's just gonna be like we and like that's the part of the reason that we people are so hyped about this team and why like I like they're not amazing, but like the odds like people put on the odds are generally like betting odds are generally based off of reality with obviously some like influence on the betters, but like we see the Celtics in on all the top odds because this is a team that looks rough on defense but not horrible with combined. I'm gonna do math. 18 plus 15 is 33 minutes in between 3 big men who are not good. Griffin, Hauser, and Vonleh really rough, and we're still winning and we're still playing good, solid D. So
yeah,
like this is a really well constructed team
it
I
is
with
very.
rough. Yeah,
kind of like Griffin though. Like I don't know what it is. Like I'm not. I hope it's not
It's a
just
good
like
vibe, dude, and
big
he'll
man.
he
hustle.
Bro, he's
He'll
vibe.
hustle.
he's
He'll
good.
take some.
His
He'll take some
defense isn't bad.
charges,
He
His defense, yeah,
man, and
and
he
he's
led
he's a
the
high IQ
channel.
player
he
overall.
led the league in
So
charges last year.
yeah, no,
Like
and he like
that's
his minutes were like
Th-
this.
There's one
Yeah.
guy no one's talked about. There's one guy. His name is Grant Williams. Okay.
Grant's balling too. I think
Grant's
Guy
he
Grant
has
is
an
I mean Grant's
unbelievable true
balling.
shooting percentage. Yeah, he's shooting lights out
yeah
from
Grant
three.
is shooting for reference
Suspended for next
when we
game.
post this
He's
video.
suspended. You see the
Yeah.
video? He got
Yeah,
suspended.
we'll get into that.
Grant for reference when we're recording this is shooting 70% from field goal from field goal percentage in general and 66% from 3-point. He shot 12 threes in the season and made 8 of them. And I mean those that statistic is impossible. There's no one the highest ever shooters like 40%, 44. I think 44
Yeah, no,
was
obviously
one
it's gonna
crazy.
go down.
But this we know like this is like not like everyone's seeing this is not surprised at him coming out on fire in the gates because Grant is Grant is part Grant is part of the reason that this is a win now team. Grant is on a is getting paid still on a rookie deal, and the dude is balls. He's so good. He plays solid defense. He lights it up from 3. And nowadays I don't know he doesn't get a ton of opportunities, but when he was, I mean he was making shots at the rim. The guy is 6'7",
Yeah, no, he's
a power forward, and he still looks solid.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's been working on that, like trying to do more stuff off the dribble and kind of try to be more of a ball handler when needed instead of just standing in the corner. But yeah, he's been overall, I can tell he's really trying to prove himself this season. Obviously, him and the Celtics didn't work out an extension yet, so you can tell
Yeah, it's gonna
definitely
be
this
rough.
season he's going to be really determined to prove himself and
For sure.
that he deserves what he wants to get paid on this team or any other team in the NBA. Being a restricted
Yeah.
free agent. So I like what I've seen
Um,
from him for sure.
Yeah.
Jalen's looked pretty good. He
Yeah.
had a rough
Yeah.
Orlando game, and Chicago wasn't necessarily too good.
Yo,
Philly, he started off.
Orlando, he was pissing me off, bro.
Yeah, Orlando
There
was
was a
rough.
point in that game, and like I'm watching the Orlando game, and I'm just thinking, yo, this is the kind of game that we would lose. Like, like it wasn't a back to back with the Heat, but it was like a 2 and 3 days or something. And I'm
It
like,
was a back to back
yo,
against the Heat,
it
actually.
was,
Yeah, it was. They
Oh.
played the Heat Friday, and then Saturday they played the Magic.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yo, this is the game we would lose. Like and the shout out the Magic is they have a kind of a talented squad. Paulo is not reminding me of a
Banchero,
rookie,
man.
I'm not gonna lie.
He's really good.
He's a true.
Really good player.
Watching, there was a point in that game when like it was getting close before we pulled away. Shout out Derek White, huge game. He pretty much filled JB's shoes that game because JB didn't have a great game. But there was like a point in the game, and I have seen Jalen do this like in last year's games too, and I feel like no one ever talks about it. There's sometimes points when like the team needs buckets, and for like 3 or 4 straight possessions, he'll just try to get his, and
he forces some threes sometimes.
He can
He'll force some.
It'll allow the other team back into the game, and then someone will call a timeout, and he always does it. And I'm like, is he trying to be the guy to? I don't know. Like,
I know they try. He kind of like, it's like he just goes tunnel. He does this a lot where he'll just go tunnel vision, and that's one of the very frustrating things about Jalen's game.
It's like I love it, but I hate it because like
yeah,
he'll do it in like when the game first starts in the first quarter, like JB first bucket is like always a lot because he always wants to go right at his guy, and I love the aggressiveness, but then he'll do it in moments when we need a bucket, and you just got to move the ball and get the best shot.
And he hasn't really like touched the ball much at all.
Yeah, and I'm like
after when he does it too, like before, yeah.
And then
I will say
Joe hooked him. Joe hooked him, and he didn't. Or was it the Miami game?
No, Miami, he got in foul trouble because they gave him those BS offensive fouls.
Right.
But they were still able to pull away with it.
I will say with Jalen is we all know what his talent is, and it's just a question of if he's going to force shots, if he's going to let it come to him, and if he's going to take care of the ball. What cannot be denied is the free throw shooting is like, you either make it or don't. And he's 11 for 13 to start the season. And like for some people, that's like, oh, it's like he's just shooting free throws. That's a big, like we're talking about a guy. I'll go with the stats.
No, we definitely
68, 64, 66, 72, 76, 76% free throw shooting. He's shooting 85% of the season. And I mean, if this is if he can get that to around that 85, 80%, like that's, I mean, it adds up. It will add up. He's an aggressive player who gets to the line and then would consistently not make free throws or make like 75%, which is solid, but not horrible. It's not 60, but a guy who can shoot 85% and be at Jalen's caliber, that is ridiculous. That's a Tatum level. Tatum shoots 90% and obviously is great in the paint as well.
Yeah.
So I'm super happy to see that at least.
Yeah, no, definitely. He started off, I think it was in the Philly game, he started off slow, but him and Jayson ended up getting 35 that night. I think he had 28 in the Miami game. He was pretty good at getting, I mean, I think he had that one of my favorite ones. He had that tough shot over Bam. I don't know if you saw that. He just hit that too little. Like, I love that.
It's a great.
So,
then more news about JB. I don't want to go off what you were saying, Austin, but he left out
the sports. He's out of there.
Yes. It's a great move. And Aaron Donald did the same thing. So we don't have to go too long, but obviously,
I was over.
It's a good look for the Celtics, who could need it.
Right.
Good look right now.
Good look for the Celtics and Jalen himself. I mean, that was just a horrible.
It looked really bad.
He's just, it's not a good look. And, I'm not going to get into it, but when he was like, I don't condone the actions. And then that's kind of all he said. Everyone was kind of like, okay. I mean,
you got to do more than that.
There's a little.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
Yeah, you got to do more than that. So good thing you made the right decision is all I'm going to say.
Back to basketball.
Yep. He's looked like he's definitely, I think he started off a little nervous. So I think he's overall looking to be way more aggressive, and he can, we know he can heat up fast. So, I'm not worried about when Jalen has inconsistencies. I mean, obviously I still want to see certain things like throughout the season, like if that handle improves and everything, because that was a big topic of ours. But overall, he's always been the probably the best at getting to the rack over Tatum, just because he can get to by his defenders better than Tatum because he's more explosive and athletic. I'd say for the most part.
Probably.
Even though Tatum's getting to the rack with ease this season as well. The way he's going, he's put on. Yeah, he's put on more muscle. That's something he's been doing like every season, is putting on more muscle in general. So I love seeing them because these are two guys who I think they can average like at least like 8 free throws a game. And that's when you get into like those high 20s like point averages. That's when you start being able to like be in that conversation to lead the league in points.
Tatum,
like when you just
Tatum's averaging eight free throws a game. That's exactly right.
Yeah, like that's because that's
Damn,
like damn near guaranteed 25 a night.
That was a good shout, Austin. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like think
that would get you. That would get you in that 25 a night. Sorry.
Yeah. Because but with our bench now, because think about it, when Robert comes back, right, the bench is going to consist of it's going to be Brogdon, White, and Grant.
Yeah.
It's also going to be Hauser in certain situations. Also, we haven't seen a lot of this guy, but in certain situations, Peyton Pritchard will be out there.
Brogdon will miss some games, and Pritchard will get his run.
Right,
for sure.
Throughout the season,
he's not a bad third point guard.
Like, what I'm going for this is if Jalen and Jayson can be getting points in the 24 to 28 range almost every game, like maybe like 80% of the games they're in that range, both of them, you put that together, and now you put together the other stars and the bench pieces we have, like, and we turn the defense up, like we should not be losing a lot of games.
You're actually understating Tatum. You said 24, 28 would be great.
That's understating.
But you're understating Tatum. You're right. Currently was taught, like we're saying that because that's a nice number, but in Tatum because Tatum started off flaming hot, but Tatum is shooting right now 33 points per game. I mean, which is like, that is some years we'll literally win the scoring title. I don't know if he's the most right now, but Tatum looks amazing. And I don't know if Matt, I don't want to take you off the topic, but I will talk. I think what we talked about off camera is I don't know what Austin wants to talk about is the MVP race. What do we feel about switching that topic?
We can just go right into the MVP race. Like it's not sold. I felt like the whole thing with Tatum MVP in the past was just like a facade by Boston fans on Twitter, but now it's like the NBA is taking notice. Like people that cover the entire league, not just the Celtics, are tweeting about it. Like I think it's always I also think it's very hard, and maybe like this doesn't make sense, but I think on a team like the Celtics where sharing the ball and moving the ball is so important and it's so team oriented, it might be hard for an individual player to stand out in an MVP status, because sometimes when you think of MVP,
he owns the team.
One guy pulling that team. It's the Trae Youngs, it's the
Luka,
the Jaws. So it's like
I have the odds if you'd like.
Jaws got a solid team. Yeah. Desmond Bane got 38.
Yeah, they won a lot of games last year without him.
Yeah,
Ja has passed Trae,
but Jaws playing. Jaws.
So I have the odds right now if you guys want.
Yeah.
The Bovada is what I use. It's a pretty solid website. Luka plus 400, the best. Giannis plus 700, second, and plus 800 Tatum. And that's I would agree with that. Tatum, I think as Celtics fans, we want him to win it, but he is a long shot just on how we just talk about it. Luka and Giannis are so good, it's so incredible. And their drop off between second player is really big. I mean, Luka's the famous. Yeah. Luka might be the best player, might be the best player in the league any year. He has a chance to be. And his second best player is it Dinwiddie?
Yeah, I was gonna say probably Dinwiddie.
Christian Wood.
Yeah,
and then
they're a solidly built team though for the most part, I think.
Yeah,
but the drop off is big for sure.
And
I think Luka probably likes it that way, honestly.
Yeah, and then Giannis is. Middleton's a great player, but now that I say it, Giannis is right now. Giannis is generally could win the MVP every single year if he's right now. Giannis is
maybe closer
to Giannis is closer to the LeBron than he is like a LeBron and Jordan than he is like a league average all-star. He's way closer. The question is not if Giannis is gonna have an all-star type of year. It's gonna be if he's gonna be MVP or like in the top 3.
Yeah, exactly every year, and I think deserved. Yeah, I think that's deserved. And what my thing with Tatum being MVP is Yeah, I always thought it was kind of like, well, he can't just not show up through the first half of the season and then at the end
Sure.
kind of turn up every time. It's like it's got to be like you're gonna have your slumps through the season at points. You're gonna have some inconsistent games, but overall, you need to do it throughout the season. And I think you also can't have nights where you don't unpack the game at all, like offensively.
Right.
And a good thing about Tatum is he is a fantastic defender as
For
well.
sure.
Yeah.
And that's the reason
He's a
that's part
great
of the reason we're winning
defender.
so
Flies
much.
so
Yeah.
under the radar defensively. In that Orlando game, he picked up Paulo.
Yeah, he picked up Paulo. Yeah, he was like, no, I didn't ask anybody. He's like, I'm guarding him because he was getting too comfortable. But yeah,
For
he's
sure.
great defensively. But there were a lot of times in the playoffs and last year where there's times where he's just a zero on offense.
For sure.
And
He has his moments.
Yeah, you can't. I feel you can't do that. Like, yeah, you can have like maybe a few of those games. Like, obviously, you're gonna get some of those games. You're not gonna, affect the ball all the way around every night. But you have to be doing. You have to be a positive somehow if you're not scoring, and that's the biggest part of his game is scoring. But being in that MVP conversation and where you want to be with Luka and Giannis and stuff is being able to consistently impact the ball on both sides of the floor, no matter if you're getting your
For sure.
buckets or not. So that's what I'm looking for him, especially starting the season off on being able to continue it throughout the season into the playoffs.
That's the key.
And then if we and then I will say with the other awards, because we'll have a stock team. Brogdon is fifth in the odds, and I think we all can agree Brogdon could honestly compete for number one if he just stays healthy. That's the only question. I think Brogdon is so over. Yeah, 6-man.
Okay, I was gonna say you're talking MVP. Like what? Yo,
No.
Yeah.
like top five.
I know. I just know the odds, and I know people will like they love their awards, and also just to put it out there, Brogdon is top five. Like Brogdon to me is the number one, number two tech level 6-man if he stays healthy, and then coach of the year, Joe Mazzulla is tied the best odds. Him and Willie Green, and I mean we're seeing it.
Or is this like coming out after 4?
This is live. This is live. They
Yeah.
usually adjust them there,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes sense.
Talk about Joe next.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about like this is a yeah. I mean, this is a team that it doesn't have. Oh, we said.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying overall, Joe. Yeah, he's doing more of an offensive-minded game, like you discussed earlier. I think thankfully, the players have been pretty comfortable with him so far, kind of stepping into this role. He has a lot on his plate for someone who's 34 years old and
younger than
rookie coach.
Yeah, he's younger than Horford.
He's a rookie coach.
He's rookie coach. I think he's only had D2 experience.
Yeah.
So this is extremely new for him, but he looks ready to take on the challenge so far. And he's even admitted that players are helping him along the way, kind of being able to guide him, and they've been together since the Brad Stevens era as well. So that definitely helps them kind of being more comfortable with each other overall.
Yeah.
I mean, no, but it's really what you're going to see is kind of, my only thing is just when we get to the playoffs, that's obviously we'll have more experience by then, but playoffs is where I'm kind of gonna overall try to give my assessment at the end, but obviously it's the end of the year. I think right now he's definitely good for the team. I think that ejection in the Chicago game was horse shit, and I think that was literally the NBA taking advantage of a younger coach.
For sure,
interim coach. That was so fucking.
I mean, we're talking this is a team this is a team who's has consistently performed badly to start the season. Has a team. It has what was going to be a great role player with Gallinari out, and one of the most impactful players on defense.
Second team defense.
Rob Williams,
center.
and coming off of a really rough preseason when it came to Udoka being off season. Udoka being suspended. Udoka being suspended is such a quick unheard of. It's you get fired or you get or you just keep your job. Getting suspended off of this harassment claims is just crazy. And Mazzulla came in 3-1. Team looks unstoppable. I would not see Tobias coach of the year. The expectations with him was really middling just because of because about the two key injuries to start the season. A lot of these teams like don't get injured halfway through the season. Never mind to start the season, and coming off of like so much controversy. So I mean, like awards are awards, and they're not important to the winning, but they're nice to get recognition. And I think it shows the level of talent on the coaching staff and the starting these players. Jaylen is a great he's an amazing second player, but Jayson is unhoardably good, and we have despite Aduka's absence, like Missoula has really stepped up. So
Does
it looks
Missoula give
good.
you guys more Ime vibes or Brad vibes? Because for me,
No, it's Brad. It's Brad.
It's Brad
Yeah.
vibes, and
I think
mainly with the timeouts. Oh
yeah,
my
the timeouts
goodness.
are a
Guy
frustrating
hates
thing.
calling timeouts.
Yeah. And he also he's in the Philly game it worked, but he also kind of he's been running some all bench lineups. And when he did that in Chicago the other night, once he did the all bench lineup, it just went to shit like
when Brogdon was
so fast. I think you can't,
court,
especially because I think people were pissed at him because Tatum was literally cooking. I think he had like 15 points in like the first half. He was just lighting it up. He was in the zone, and then he took him out of the game. And I think normally at the end of the first quarter is when Tatum kind of, or he'll like midway through the quarter, I think he'll get his rest, and then he comes back at the end of the quarter. I think that's normally how the rotations go, or something like that. But yeah, no, he took him out when he was hot, and then after he put in like an all bench unit at the end of the quarter, and that's when they kind of just started getting back in the game. And it's, I don't know, you normally like to keep one of the Jays on the court at all times,
for sure.
Just so you can have that fun. Yeah. So I think
they seem to be limiting their minutes. Tatum and Brown are shooting 37 and 36 minutes, which is a lot considering that we have the Bucks like have Giannis, the best player in the league, at 33. And
that's where you want to be.
He's definitely I think that's part of the reason that people are hyped about how they looked, is because it's a very hard to find this line when you have what you're like two key players out. Your starters have to play a lot of more minutes, but you don't want it's a balance between, do I want to put Tatum Brown in and play them 38 minutes and win the game, or play them 34 minutes and lose the game? And has he found that rhythm yet? It's a good question. But I think most people say would no, we haven't won despite these kind of odd amount of minutes. But I think if Rob gets back, or if we maybe get some upgrades when it comes to Vaughn Lane. I'll say if we get upgrades, if we get to the backup center, we could see some better.
There's no one really good out there. Everyone has a problem with everyone. No one really fully likes an option, because it's like there's a lot of players that are flawed.
For sure.
I know
plain annoying
that Montrezl Harrell picked between the Sixers and the Celtics, and good fucking riddance, bro. You can go to Philly for all I care. That guy looked like shit against us, and he's not
good defensively whatsoever.
I liked him like years ago. The hype for him is never. He is consistently a guy who disappears in the playoffs. We are talking about a guy who has energy, and that's amazing. But in the playoffs, everyone has energy because of the freaking playoffs. No one's gonna be playing half-ass in the playoffs. And Halo has consistently gone down in the regular season. So we didn't. I wish there was a Halo level center on the bench, like Halo level center a few years ago. Halo a few years ago is level center now, but there's not. So we're looking for the center, but that's nothing new.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he said he didn't want to accept his role, and Boston was like, "Okay, well, yeah, you don't have to come here. We're set." But yeah, I think they need to. We'll see how the season goes on. Maybe if Vonleh probably will get more consistent minutes, because you don't really have another option unless you want to play small right now. Which, you can play small, but you're probably gonna get if you're not shooting well, you're gonna get destroyed on the glass. You're gonna defensively.
We had a lot, yeah.
They'll defend so well for like 24 seconds, and then they just can't get that defensive rebound. And you saw it in Chicago. I mean, some of the best rebounders in the game, and Vucevic and Drummond.
Yeah.
It was like every freaking time Ugh.
Yeah, we hit a low.
Oh,
the
yeah,
that's all I can
NBA.
say.
right now.
Yeah.
I got
The
PTSD right now.
Yeah, the NBA hit a lull in centers. I want to say 3, 4, 5 years ago, when maybe longer, when DeAndre Jordan famously was an All NBA first team. That's be unheard of right now. I mean, like he was good. He was a really good defensive player and he could dunk, but I mean, the guy wasn't even close to a complete player. But we've hit a rhythm of centers where Jokic, like I said, Vucevic is a second is a caliber 2 center, but still solid. Um, Embiid, just a and Gobert Cat on the same team. That's a good. And then even the power forward, even the power small power forwards that play small, like Zion is. Although we just find a lot of big men who are going to be who it puts a lot of crunch time on on
It's gonna
bigs, and
be,
so you can't get away with the same way
especially
with Vonleh and stuff like this. But
especially staying out of foul trouble too. If he's picking
yeah,
up fouls
yeah,
like that,
yeah.
um,
So I mean, it stinks. But yeah, if we teleported this team to the DeAndre Jordan era of centers, I mean, we're probably winning a championship. There's no like it's crazy that was a year, but yeah, new NBA fan. We've like the teams are stacked as ever, and yeah, I now remember what I was gonna get. The reason I'm getting at that is Grant in the DeAndre Jordan era would be perfectly fine. Like you don't have it when you have guys that are fit that the best centers in the league are just solid good players and not superstars. You can get away with a Grant Williams center, but unfortunately, Grant is just. I mean, he's amazing for his size, but he's still 6'7", and there's too many
He's shorter
guys
than
like
Tatum. That's crazy.
yeah,
Tatum at center.
he's
Yeah,
strong.
Tatum at like yeah. Like there's too many Embiid, Giannis's, Jokic's in the league that you can't be that Grant can't play as many center minutes.
Yeah,
So
league is
that's
so
gonna
it's
be
so
on.
physical. This
Yeah,
it's so
yeah.
physical right
It's
now.
just-
Just with the big men,
yeah,
you need a good big man now. Like it's
yeah.
essentially. I mean,
So that's gonna be Missoula. That's gonna be Missoula's probably key is he's gonna be able to finding minutes for Grant to play the center role and being able to get away with that is gonna be so amazing because it was so stocked outside of the center that if you can get away with sneaking in some Grant minutes, like we'll be killer. But
yeah, the rim
like for
protection and the
now,
defensive rebounding
yeah.
is the scary part with
Yeah.
that.
So you exactly. So for the Celtics, it's gonna look like trying to find when teams go small, you immediately but you put Grant in, you put Tatum and Brown at power forward, small forward. So it's growing pains, but hopefully we'll find some time to be able to put Vonleh, Hauser, and Griffin on the bench. Not I think like I definitely think they all have their moments, but I think
Griffin is just vibe, bro.
good. He's a good defense.
Yeah,
he's
he's
a good
good vibe,
he's a
bro.
good defender.
Exactly, just
Yeah.
good vibes for the
Yo,
team.
he might have a peak life right now. Like he plays for a team that's most likely going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. Like he's chilling, doing fake benches with Grant. Like
Fake
he's
benches.
researching, and he's actually living the life. But I had kind of like a question, and obviously we didn't really do like a game by game breakdown, which is fine. I think we just kind of hit
Yeah, I
it.
know. I said we're gonna do it, and then we kind of just got off. It's okay.
There's so many
It goes how it
GPs to
goes.
4 games.
It
It's
goes
so
how
many.
it goes.
I was gonna mention, so like now at this point we've seen a lot of teams play. Like the Heat look good, but I think we are better. I don't think they're too far below us. I genuinely think we're a whole step above the 76ers. I just think
I think Philly still has to figure it out too.
individually they have 2 guys who could take over a game, which scares me. But so there's them. The Nets look a little discombobulated. They don't really know what to do with like Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons has fouled out twice in 4 games so far this season.
Crazy. And he's not a center. He's not a Noah Vonleh. He's
So in the East, it's just us and the Bucks, I think. And then in the West, it's just the Warriors for me. So it's like what are your guys, huh?
Really? You don't think Clippers? Sorry, I didn't mean to. I don't know. I mean, Clippers, they're load managing the fuck out of Kawhi right now.
Yeah,
they do this every year.
It's a hot take, and y'all can like come back on this and roast me, whatever. I just don't think Kawhi's gonna be like who he was. I
Again,
think he'll come back.
Damn.
it's tough.
I think
mean,
he'll be like a 15 to 20 point score, but there's no way we're getting like
you're not
Spurs,
getting, you're not getting Spurs
like,
Kawhi or Toronto
it's
Kawhi.
never
Yeah,
coming back.
obviously.
So
Yeah, definitely not.
the Warriors,
Maybe, yeah, depends.
they
Yeah,
have it all, and now like their young
yeah.
guys are playing better. Like Kuminga has a role. Like
James Wise was back. Yep.
James Wiseman is back. Like who? I don't think anyone. I don't even think the Clippers could stop them in the West. I think there's a genuine chance of a Celtics Warriors finals rematch.
I mean,
I think
let's be honest,
Suns are gonna
like
try
the
to.
Suns,
I
like
think
you,
the Suns are gonna
The
try to
Suns
redeem
are
themselves.
folders, yo. The Suns.
But I think
They-
they're gonna try to redeem themselves. They've been because people have been
All it
talking a
takes is-
Winners
lot
work,
of shit
baby.
about
Winners
them.
work.
all it takes
work.
is one good series. The Suns are too talented to you.
They have a really well
They've been
built
to the
all around
finals.
team.
They've been to the finals. I'm not I like I think if the Celtics make it there, I'm super happy to see them doing it because they've been to the finals and then lost it. But I mean, you're talking like we're talking like they like if they that game 7 against the Mavericks was closer, we're talking about a team that actually has the threat level. The problem is that was such a like they looked. I mean that's a franchise not ender but a franchise killer. It definitely I don't know if you
That
guys
was one of the most
follow Reddit.
humiliating things I've ever seen.
Famously they
sports.
turned off they famously they turned off the subway. They made it private because they
People
were
were
so
going in.
afraid of
Yeah.
of the amount of shit that would come for them. And it's rough. Like you guys said, the 76ers, I mean, we're talking about it like we're all very happy with the Celtics because the Celtics looked last year like a team that could win it all and look great in the regular season. And the Suns look like a team that like you said, the Suns look like a team that good in the regular season, bad in the playoffs. And then I think like
I'm
you guys
curious
said,
to
the
see what the Nuggets
76ers, the Nuggets have their moments. I will say, we're back to 76ers. The reason we're seeing a 1-3 76ers, Embiid looks bad. I think Embiid is one of the best players to
He has
play
a
in
lot of
this
stats,
century
but
in the
there's
last
not a
20
big
years.
Impact.
He's been I mean
Empty
He's never in shape.
Empty stats.
He's
And
never in shape.
I
He's
think
lethargic out there.
as someone as three people who all talked how much they enjoy Blake because he's a fun guy. We cannot understate Embiid's body language looks so bad. And like that is like you don't see body language on the box plus minus. I don't see defeated faces on point pro 36. But I'm telling you, like as people who watch the games, all the fans can see that it looks bad.
It's that shit that Tatum would do when he would like not get a foul and then like he wouldn't get back on defense and he's laying on the he does the arm wave, but Embiid's laying on the ground in the first game, like whenever he doesn't get a foul call. And I hate that. And that's it's literally sorry, I didn't mean to say it's just saying like that stuff is like cancerous to teams. Like you especially if you're the best player on a team, it trickles down so far.
I mean, but even it's even his gameplay. We talk I can't find I don't remember the clip, but like he got beat on an offensive rebound in a key moment, like in a key prime time last 2 minutes, and because the guy just barely put effort. Like you are a guy who's famously the guy goes way too hard sometimes and fucking will block people and jump on top of them, and if that's your game, go for it. But if you're not even going for rebounds, normal rebounds, you gotta reset your mind, take a break. Something's up with him. And
he lost him so
76ers, that sucks. I don't want to see. I'm not gonna root against a guy to lose his career. But look, 70 as a Celtics fan, I want to see the Celtics win. If Embiid keeps playing like this, Celtics have a higher chance to win, and that's the same case for everyone in the East. So
him and Harden are really hard to root for.
Harden has looked better. Harden doesn't look defeated, but it's Harden's the number 2 guy. So the East looks ripe for taking. I mean, we're the top 3 team. Yeah.
Once healthy, I'm not really scared of anyone else but the Bucks as of now. And I'm saying when we're healthy, I can't really see anyone else because everyone always gets scared about, like, for example, 76ers, like, who's going to guard Embiid. It's like, one of them is going to guard Tatum and Brown. I mean, their best wing defender in the starting lineup is PJ Tucker. And how many times are you going to put him in the starting lineup on a team that's
PJ looks
for a
rough too.
championship?
He looks rough.
Tatum was cooking him in the first game.
Yo, PJ Tucker stays going 3 for 9 from 3 and allowing the coolest 40 to whoever he's guarding. He
looks
the
rough this
worst
season.
3-and-D player of all time. Ring chaser. I'll take this to the grave. Like,
get his ring now.
He had his moments. He had his moments in the past.
Clip this.
The moments
Yeah,
in
his
the past.
moments in the past. On the Rockets, he was good.
Fuck PJ Tucker.
Yeah, no, he's bad. He's
there's some guys that, like, you just hate and you have like an agenda. Like, I have a PJ Tucker agenda. Like,
it'd be like that. It'd be like that.
Yeah, I feel. I don't know.
He is an old washed Grant.
For sure. No, that's an easy. That's like, I mean, Grant. I mean, like, that's also a testament to how good Grant could be. Like, Grant, if prime PJ Tucker had it was a really solid defender, could shoot the three, could guard a lot of positions. That's Grant is probably might be better than
Grant could be better than PJ Tucker.
Than prime. No, the question is currently Grant better than prime Tucker?
PJ
It's
Tucker.
very close. It's
Yeah,
close. Grant could start on a lot of teams. But
I think Grant's definitely got to earn his dues, but PJ Tucker is not. PJ Tucker, I don't know. He's not someone you want on your starting lineup.
Yeah.
I know the Heat were kind of upset about losing him, but that's because they really just have no 4 in general, and that's
they needed someone to play the position.
Yeah.
But
so I think it's just Milwaukee, and Milwaukee doesn't have. I think Middleton's missing like a few weeks with a wrist he had surgery on in the off season or something like that. So I'm really curious to see what they look like when they get back. I expect them to be. I mean, they're going to be pissed because they didn't get a fair chance to defend their title, and I think it'll be them in the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals if they're healthy and nothing crazy happens and unless some team just explodes randomly and shocks everybody. I think I got Celtics and Milwaukee as a top 2 in the East easily.
I will add.
Easy.
Yeah, I will add that if we ever have 5 minutes left in a podcast time, where we're trying to add some more time, every single time this is an Aaron. How Matt is a PG Tucker hater, and for good reason. He's not like someone who's gonna get in his DMs and troll him. But I'm a conscious I'm a observer, maybe not fan, but I'm a very curious mind when it comes to the Cleveland Cavs, who currently have the best point differential in the NBA. They're on average outscoring their teams by 13.
You read my mind. I was just
Donovan Mitchell is this Donovan Mitchell's year to compete with the big boys with the Tatum Giannis's, and not an MVP, but at least with the teams, and Darius Garland maybe that's a great combo. I think if Donovan Mitchell stays playing great defense, which he has been, and they keep this team and Evan Mobley, obviously, I think we see the Cavs I think we see the Cavs as a team to watch in the future. So they're not there yet, but they're fun. They're good.
They will be in the playoffs.
I think they're in the playoffs this year, like 6 maybe.
They'll be like a 6 to 8 seed. I was gonna say
I think say 6.
I'd say 4.
Well, Austin, you said you were gonna say 6.
I mean, depends on how bad. I mean, Miami's looks rough, but I mean, like we said, we're only 4 games in. I guess we'll have to see how things play out. But yeah, I mean, they got the talent there. It's just that they're young, which is why people aren't really locking them in the playoff spots yet. But I'm curious.
Let's get everyone's top 6. Let's get everyone's top 6 and top 8 on playoffs right now.
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Celtics. Bucks.
Yes.
70. Is this like an order of just like the 8?
I would say I try to get them around the order, but
like a rough order.
Rough order, yeah.
Celtics, Bucks, Heat, 76ers, Raptors, Nets.
Ooh, yeah.
They'll figure it out. At this point, though, I'm comfortable.
Sorry for that.
Did I say Toronto?
Yes, 4, 5.
At this point, I'm comfortable saying Cavs. I'm comfortable saying that I think the Hawks could get one.
That's
I think
for
the
sure.
Hawks the Hawks started off all right
But
so far. I think they've done well.
I think that would be
think.
my 8. Unless
Yeah,
I'm trying
that's a
to
good
do
8.
it without looking at the standings. Like,
Yeah, no, I'll tell you
forget.
right now, the teams that you did not mention that are currently good, playing well, is the Hornets, who I think we all can kind of say is 2-1. Does not mean they're a great team.
No.
Hornets have had some rough moments. Wizards, they're good. They have their moments. Wizards can sneak with the eighth seed. And maybe they'll surprise me, but and the Bulls. The Bulls
Oh, Hawks are
the
just
Bulls.
okay.
The Bulls have their moments. They made the playoffs last season.
I think the Bulls could be in like a
Plan
plan with like the Hawks maybe or something.
for sure.
I feel like
can see that.
the Cavs are not with the Bulls and Hawks. I think they're a bit above. Like it's not a whole tier,
Mhm.
But
They got that half step.
I see that.
They have
Yeah.
a guy like Mitchell who is clear of Mitchell's probably not clear of Trey, but
No.
No.
but
Their
but
overall
it's the-
roster
overall, the
construction.
addition of
It's so-
Mitchell-
it's very-
the
yeah,
addition of
yeah.
Mitchell makes them more well-rounded.
Yeah.
True.
I think-
Austin.
We're playing, because they play them Friday, right? That's the next game.
Yes.
That's because you got I think Evan Mobley and Jared Allen in the starting lineup. So you come off Chicago
Yeah,
and
it's
right away you're getting another just two very long defenders in
Yeah. Versatile. Good.
very versatile, exactly. So that's gonna be fun. I think
Austin.
I don't know how they're gonna
We need your
check.
top 8. We must have
My
it.
bad. Yeah, I got distracted.
No, continue. I didn't make you
I
off.
honestly
I'm just
put
so excited.
Milwaukee. I honestly put Milwaukee first.
Okay.
And I know I'm a
Matt,
Celtics
Matt,
fan.
Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy.
Turn it off, Matt. Turn it
Nah,
off, Matt.
okay, like,
Matt. This is the.
I will
mute him. Mute him.
Dude, Giannis is
I get it.
Giannis is him,
Yeah.
and they have a championship regardless of how they got the championship. I know people say injuries were a part of it. People say injuries were a part of our finals run. Regardless,
True.
they got the hardware to prove it. They have the best player in the world, in my opinion. I think it's gonna, and once Middleton comes back and they just get back in the groove again, I don't see why they can't at least make Eastern Conference Finals.
Well.
But I don't think the Bucks will be too worried about their regular season. I think they're gonna want to stay top 4. Once you kind of win that championship, I think you want to kind of just make sure that health is a
For sure.
kind of key factor. I mean, once you make a deep playoff run, or you struggle with injuries, and you want to just make sure that your players are healthy going in. You don't really care too much about where you are in the seedings. They got the experience. I'm kind of nervous about them.
You got Bucks 1.
Bucks 1.
Yeah.
And Celtics. Then I got Philly.
Trader.
Wait.
Trader.
The Heat finish above Philly, in my opinion, but it's close.
I'll go Heat. I'll go Heat. Heat are grittier than Philly by far.
Sure.
They don't have quit in them.
Spoelstra versus Rivers. I'm going Spoelstra.
Yeah, and Doc Rivers is
For
so
sure.
I think I'm gonna put Cavs at 4.
Yo.
Okay. I was really hoping to go last for that hot take. I have Cavs at 4.
I got Cavs
It's
at 4.
crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. Cavs
It's
at 4, Philly
crazy.
at 5.
It's crazy. Continue.
Maybe I'm being a little disrespectful, but shit, I don't know. Do Philly?
I'm
every
going.
year it's the same
I think
thing.
you're disrespecting Toronto.
Wow.
Oh, you think you got Toronto at-
Interesting.
Wait, where do you have?
I think
you got Toronto at
Toronto.
6 or 5?
Because I had Celtics, Bucks, Heat, 76ers, Toronto. Oh, so I guess I had Toronto.
You had Toronto. You had around like 5 or 6.
I
but
just think
it's
putting
close.
Cavs above Toronto is crazy.
You think it's crazy right now? I mean, Scotty
Toronto's
Barnes is
been
nice.
there.
Pascal Siakam is
Like Toronto's been there, but what do I don't know shit. And
I think it's craziest is probably the Nets.
better.
Well, all of us. I'm
I'm-
going to put my top 8 is also going to have the Nets out of the top 4, and the Nets all have Kevin Durant. I mean, Kevin Durant and Kyrie. I know they've looked bad, but it's I would not be surprised. If we end the season and the Nets are 3 and we put them all outside of our top 5, look, I'm accepting that. But for now, we go with what we look at, what we see, and the Nets just look rough outside of their top 2 players.
Yeah, I'm not putting any stock in the Nets as of right now. But to finish off mine, I think I'll get Toronto at 6.
And then
I'm sticking with
and then
Cavs at 4. I want to see Cavs succeed. I like their team.
yeah.
And I got Toronto at 6, and then I probably have Bulls and Hawks and like that 7-8 play-in. See, I think I'll go Hawks over Bulls though. I don't know what's going on with Lonzo,
Yeah.
and I like Ice Tray.
Is Lonzo what team is Lonzo on?
Bulls.
Oh, Bulls.
Yeah, Bulls on the team.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
but he had that meniscus tear, like the same thing that Rob has, and he can barely move. He says like
he's barely been playing. I legit, that's
tough,
that's rough. He's a good player. I just have not seen him much.
Yeah.
My top 8 is the Celtics because I'm not a trader. Austin. Sorry, I got something stuck in my throat.
Sorry, man.
No, I mean, look,
they're interchangeable, really, for me. But like, I think I'm gonna go just because Celtics don't have Rob right now. I think that's why.
Yeah. Look, I mean, like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, my top 8's not gonna matter. Like, outside of this 3, because our viewers, I'm sorry our viewers for having the last podcast. Like we didn't know that Austin was a double agent. I'm sorry. Anyway, I don't think
chill. Like, it's totally it's fair.
No, it's not. It is. We're doing this because we enjoy Flaming Austin, and you know what? A national pastime is basketball, baseball, and Flaming Austin.
Yes.
But yes, I'll say is the Celtics and Bucks. Like we could all agree that they might be interchangeable. 3. That's a good question.
I think 3 is the toughest one.
Yeah, because there's so many teams that are underperforming. But
at 3 for sure.
I'm gonna put the Heat as well, and like I said, I'm putting the Cavs at 4. I think the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell looks so good. I'm a Jalen Allen, Evan Mobley stan. Those 2 guys are so good on defense.
Jared Allen, yeah,
they're so good players. And if they're not top 4 seed this season, I guarantee a top 4 season next season. I'll put some money on it if they accept bets now. But 4 Cavs, 5 I have 76ers because I think they'll figure it out. But I actually do think that the Heat and Cavs. I like the Heat Cavs more than I like the 76ers. I know crazy, but Embiid just doesn't do. Embiid just look rough, and I think I'm a little. I know Maxi's great. I see the 76ers as looking like a little bit like the Lakers, which I know we didn't talk about at all, but the Lakers have such a bad team outside of LeBron and Ethan Davis. It's such a bad team.
It's so beautiful to watch.
Comparing Philly to LA is crazy.
No, I know. But my point is that I don't think the 76ers have as stocked as a team as they should to be a top 3 seed. And I say this out loud, and I'm realizing that they also have Tobias Harris, and I realize I might be dumb. So, but I refuse to take. Because I'm a Cavalier. I'm clearly a Cavalier homo. Even though I don't like Cleveland, but I'll put them at 4. 76ers at 5. 76. Raptors, I think, is 6, and then I think you guys said it. I think Hawks and Bulls.
So we think Nets are out of the play-in?
Nets are not. I forgot the Nets. I'm gonna be the one canceled, not Austin. The Nets are gonna be 5.
I think the Nets, because I just forgot about them. I have them in.
Yeah, the Nets.
You can never count out KD and Kyrie.
I don't know.
Whatever.
You know what? Honestly, I could see the Nets being like 3. Like I know they look rough, but it's literally been 3 games. They played 3 games and they've KD for a full season.
I don't know how I forgot them. That's crazy. I think it's just because they had such a weird start so far, and everything that happened last season, like it was just really funky. And then obviously KD wanting out, and even considering going to the Celtics according to reports and stuff. But I think I'm gonna have Nets at I think if they can, actually play a good amount of games together and stay healthy, I don't see why they couldn't be top 5.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Maybe
whoever is.
No, maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll put the Nets. The Nets at 4. I'll put the Nets at maybe.
So that means you bump down Toronto. Look, you bump down Toronto and Hawks.
No, I'm putting I'm gonna say I think KD is extremely good at basketball. KD is so good at goddamn basketball. I'm putting the Nets at the 3rd seed. I'm sadly. I sadly I'm going to the Nets a third seed. And
Put 'em at
look,
4.
I
down Cavs and Philly.
I see this.
I think we should. I think we should after this episode, because I'm sure this is gonna be like the last thing we discuss. We should write down our 8 and
For sure.
send it to each other. So then, like by the end, we can look back and see who was accurate.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yes,
But-
yes.
The 1 and 2 are probably going to be exactly accurate. The placing is just what matters, and then 3
Right.
through 8 could be.
Right.
Like it could be the right 6 teams, but it could be like all flipped.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm,
I'll
mhm.
put for right
I'm
now,
the
just to
right
get it on
mind.
camera, I will put the Boston Celtics, the Bucks, the Nets. I think is a hot take because they look bad so far. Then the Cavs, then the 76ers, then the Heat. That's fucking crazy. I know this is crazy. I'm just spitballing because I know we'll run out of time. And the Raptors and Hawks. But I think I just fucking roasted the 76ers and Heat that are way too good to be in those seeds. But I'll put it there just because I'm optimistic for the Cavs. That's what I'll say.
I know. I feel you. I want to see the Cavs succeed. They got a likable team.
Me and Austin are not exactly. We're not exactly. This is not exactly an expert opinion, considering that the Heat and 76ers are so good and they've always been top 4, 5 seed. But we are what's the word? Manifesting the Cavs being a top 4 seed.
Yes.
This is my 8. Just wrote it down.
Yeah, let's.
Celtics, Bucks, Heat, Sixers, Nets, Toronto, Cavs, Hawks. We can come back when that's the exact right order. No, I'm
For
kidding.
sure.
But yeah,
Yeah, I think it's good. It's good. Good pod. What were you say, Austin? Go for it.
No, I think
if you want to bring us
We're-
home, Austin.
yeah, we're gonna, besides that slip in Chicago, I think overall, I think we like what we see from this team. Really, we're just waiting. Like I think we said before, we're just kind of surviving until Rob gets back. But if they can manage to pull together a good record and stay top 3 in the East, that's just a bonus for me. With this team right now, I think seeing the way Tatum is playing right now and Brown overall is playing right now is very inspiring. We didn't even talk about Derek White, but Derek White's been shooting really well from 3, and he looks
For
way
sure.
more comfortable. Another person who joined mid offseason, who's gotten now a full offseason in training camp with the Celtics, so kind of want to see his confidence boost up, and that's good. I think this team, until Rob gets back, I think they'll be fine. I don't think they're gonna plummet or anything, obviously, to like a play-in spot until Rob gets back. I think they're fine where they're at right now. I'm a little concerned about the defense and rebounding, like we talked about, but overall, just growing pains, new coach adjusting to life without Rob as well. So Celtics got Cavs on Friday, another big versatile team. So that's going to be interesting to
Potential 4th
see.
seed.
So yeah, yes, 4 seed.
We'll
potential
get
fourth
another
seed.
episode following that game, probably. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
we should.
No,
Yeah, try.
definitely.
It'll
Well,
probably be a
try
big
right now.
weekend with like Halloween and all that shit going on, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think we got everything we wanted to talk about out. I'm really glad Celtics basketball is back. These guys look fired up and ready to make another run. So if you are listening, we appreciate you as always. Make sure to I always never say this, but always, try to make sure to follow if you are watching the socials. Lucky Clover Podcast. I think it's just Lucky Clover Pod on Instagram. Same thing with TikTok, even though I'm not very good with my TikTok skills whatsoever. So
And look, this is gonna be the hottest take, hotter take than the Cavs in the top 4. Austin's TikToks are good. Austin, they're not like it's crazy editing, but he puts subtitles on. He finds nice clips. Austin is incredibly Austin is one of those guys who thinks he's very good, but if Austin was TikTok skill in 2K, 85 overall.
85 overall. Okay, I can do an 85. I can do an 85.
80 or 85. Well, he's in
Yeah.
that range.
Okay.
Look.
All right. If you are watching, thank you again. We'll catch you guys next time. And we're out. Peace.
Peace.